Ethan, a 32-year-old adventure enthusiast, had always been drawn to the mysteries of the wild. While flying his drone over a dense forest, he caught sight of something baffling, a massive snake-like shape stretching across the wilderness. The discovery left him questioning reality, compelling him to investigate this extraordinary find further. Ethan stared at the drone screen, his heart racing. The image was unlike anything he had ever seen before. The object resembled a snake, but its sheer size made that impossible. It stretched across the forest floor, weaving through the trees like a living river, its vibrant green body blending perfectly with the wilderness. Ethan's mind raced as he tried to make sense of it. What was this creature? Could it even be real? He couldn't see enough detail on the small screen to be sure. One thing was clear: whatever it was enormous. The drone had been flying higher than Ethan had ever dared before, so for the creature to appear so large, it had to be absolutely massive. His curiosity burned. He needed to get a closer look, but that meant he had to return to his camp to view the footage on a larger screen. The hike back wouldn't be easy. The dense trees of the forest made every step a challenge, and the smaller rivers he had crossed earlier would slow him down even more. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the forest floor, Ethan clutched the drone tightly and set off. The further he went, the more uneasy he felt. He had the strange sensation of being watched. Stopping to scan the forest, he found nothing, but a heavy tension lingered in the air, urging him to move faster toward the safety of his camp. Ethan finally reached his camp just as the last rays of sunlight disappeared, plunging the forest into darkness. Exhausted but driven by curiosity, he set up his laptop and transferred the footage from the drone. The process felt painfully slow, and every rustling leaf outside made him glance over his shoulder. His earlier feeling of being watched still lingered, but he pushed the unease aside, focusing on the screen as the file uploaded. When the footage was ready, Ethan hit play, holding his breath. The high-resolution video revealed more than the small drone screen ever could. The creature was enormous, its body of vibrant green that seemed almost camouflaged against the forest. It stretched far beyond the edges of the screen, its length seemingly endless. Ethan's heart raced as he stared at the footage, his mind struggling to comprehend what he was seeing. It didn't move like a snake, but what else could it be? He knew he couldn't keep this discovery to himself. Determined to uncover the truth, Ethan made a bold decision. He needed help. He would assemble a team, gather the right gear, and return to the forest. Whatever this creature was, he was going to find it and prove it to the world. Ethan's team was finally ready. After weeks of planning and gathering supplies, they boarded a small rickety plane to a remote landing strip near the forest. The group consisted of 4 men, all eager to uncover the truth about the mysterious creature Ethan had captured on film. However, their eagerness was mixed with skepticism. They didn't fully believe Ethan's story, but were drawn to the promise of fame and fortune. Once they entered the forest, the challenges began almost immediately. Thick underbrush and towering trees blocked their path. Every step was a struggle, with large boulders and fallen logs forcing them to climb or find alternate routes. What had seemed like a straightforward journey on Ethan's map now felt like an endless maze. The forest was alive with sounds of rustling leaves and distant animal calls, but it wasn't the comforting kind of lively. It felt eerie, almost hostile, as if the forest itself didn't want them there. As the group pushed deeper into the wilderness, Ethan's earlier sensation of being watched returned. He tried to shake it off, leading his team with confidence, but the feeling was unmistakable. Shadows seemed to shift between the trees, and faint noises came from places where no one stood. The dense canopy above blocked most of the sunlight, making it hard to track time. The forest seemed endless, its twists and turns confusing even Ethan, who had studied the map repeatedly. By the time they reached their first planned campsite, the group was exhausted. Setting up camp was slow and frustrating. The physical challenges of the trek had taken a toll, but the psychological weight of the forest's oppressive presence was even heavier. As night fell, the team prepared for another grueling day, unaware of the deeper dangers ahead. The team woke the next morning to a shocking discovery. Their camp had been ransacked. Supplies, Food and even their map were gone, leaving them stranded in the heart of the forest with nothing but their wits. Panic set in as the group searched the area, hoping it was some kind of mistake, but the truth was undeniable. Someone or something had taken their essentials during the night. Tension immediately flared among the group. Tempers rose as accusations flew about who should have been on guard. The forest, once an adventure-filled mystery, now felt like a hostile trap. Ethan knew he had to take control. "What's done is done," he said firmly. "We can't change the past, but we can figure out what to do next." Despite their fear and anger, the group rallied together. With no map and no supplies, they had to rely on Ethan's memory and the sun's position to guide them. Every step forward felt like a gamble. The paths Ethan thought he remembered were overgrown or blocked by fallen trees. The feeling of being watched had returned, stronger than ever. Shadows moved in the corners of their vision, and every snapped branch made their hearts race. By the time they stopped to rest, the group was exhausted, their spirits battered. The forest seemed alive, determined to wear them down. Ethan tried to keep them focused on the goal, but the unseen threats were beginning to chip away at their determination. As the team ventured deeper into the forest, their exhaustion grew, but so did their determination. The thought of uncovering the truth about the creature pushed them forward. Suddenly, their journey took an unexpected turn. Emerging from the dense foliage was a group of armed tribal men. Their presence struck fear into the hearts of the team. The leader, a tall and commanding figure named Kyle, stepped forward and let out a haunting cry, one that the group instantly recognized as the eerie sound they had heard days earlier. It wasn't an animal, it was a signal, and now its meaning was clear. The tribe surrounded the team, forcing them to surrender. Ethan and his companions were blindfolded and guided deeper into the forest. Each step felt heavier than the last, as they had no idea where they were being taken or what awaited them. When the blindfolds were removed, the team found themselves standing in a hidden village, its structures blending seamlessly with the natural environment. It was breathtaking, yet intimidating. Kyle confronted Ethan, demanding to know why they had come. When Ethan described the creature he had seen, Kyle's expression shifted. "What you seek," he said, "is not what it seems." The truth would soon challenge everything they believed. The team left the forest forever changed by their journey. They vowed to protect the tribe's secret in the untouched wilderness they had witnessed. Ethan reflected on the lessons learned. The pursuit of the unknown had revealed not just mysteries, but also humility. Their adventure had become a story of respect, discovery, and a deeper connection to nature.